Today we are going to do one of my very favorite Pokemon. We are going to be doing Porygon2 on Pokemon Silver today. And just kind of seeing how that will run. It's kind of interesting because Porygon has some unique moves like Conversion 1 and Conversion 2. Which I have some questions about those, but before we get to that, as you see, the very beginning where I picked Porygon, I didn't realize it wasn't recording until that point, so I basically started recording right when I beat the first rival. So, yeah, that's why that started out like that. The first gym leader, as you can see here, was a piece of cake. Is there any time that a Pokemon would have a struggle against him, I wonder? Maybe something that had a hard time dealing with flying types, but even then it probably wouldn't be that hard, I wouldn't imagine. Anyways, so, Conversion 2 I understand, and it worked exactly how it said it did. But Conversion did not work how it said it would. I have a strategy guide, official strategy guide for Silver here. And it says that it matches the opponent's type. But that's not what it does, because, like, as you see here in a second, I used Conversion against Scyther, I think it was, or Kakuna. I did someone in this gym, and it said that Sally turned into a Psychic type or something like that. And obviously that's not a thing. So what I'm thinking is that it picks a type of one of my random moves, since I have Psybeam and Tackle. It always did Psychic or Normal when I had those. So, yeah, anyways, I guess that's what it does. I don't know. If anyone knows for sure, though, let me know down below. This is here, I was like, okay, do I want to delete Conversion 2 or Conversion? Because I did want to keep at least one of Porygon's signature moves for as long as I could, because I really was curious. I've never used Porygon. I'm not really commentating about the actual battle there, because the second rival was extremely easy. The second gym was extremely easy. And then right now we're battling Whitney. We already did all the side trainers. Actually, I don't think I fought all the side trainers in this gym. I normally do in these runs, but I actually didn't this time. So Clefairy was extremely easy, as you see. But then Miltank came out. I used a Psybeam. It used Rollout because it was faster. And Psybeam does a little less than half. At this point, I'm like, hopefully that was like a range, and hopefully it takes it out this next time. But if not, you know, I know Rollout builds up every turn, so hopefully Rollout doesn't build up too strongly. So another Psybeam, though. 2 more Psybeams, I should say, actually. And it gets taken out. And Sally goes to level 23. Oh, I never really commentated. I did name Porygon2 Sally, and I don't really know why. It's just kind of the name that came into my head when I seen the sprite for Porygon 2, because Porygon 2, the sprite looks really cute to me, and I seen it in the Switch version of the game, and it was so cute because its arms was like spinning and it looked so happy. And I don't know, Sally's just the name that came to my mind for that. So as you can see here, before I do the 4th gym, I wanted to get the HM for Surf. So I battle all of the girls in the house in that town. I get Surf. And then we can go ahead and actually go to the gym now. I think I wasn't really sure if Porygon 2 used Surf or not, so that's why I was like, well, I'll just learn it, and then, you know, we will have it for later. But if I can use it on Porygon, then I was going to, but I don't Porygon must not be able to learn Surf. So all the trainers here in this gym was fairly easy with Psybeam, because Psychic is super effective against poison types, and most, or if not all, of their Pokemon are part poison, as well as Ghost. So it was fairly easy on them. However, the gym leader here wasn't super easy, and I'm not really sure why this is the case for me, because I watch a lot of Pokemon playthroughs like this, and Mudrybread, J-Rose, and some others that I've seen here or there. But I don't think I've really ever seen anyone really talk about this gym that much when they do a playthrough of Pokemon Silver or Gold or Crystal or whatever. But every time I've done it so far, which is, I know this is only the 2nd time on a video, but every time I've done it so far, it's actually been challenging, and I've had to do it more than once. I actually didn't think this one would be that hard, because I knew that Porygon was a normal type, and I knew that their ghost moves wouldn't be able to affect Porygon. So I didn't really think it would actually be that big of a challenge, but it wasn't like a super big challenge. Like, it was fairly easy, but it wasn't like the first try I got it kind of thing either. And so then we go ahead and we do beat the 4th gym leader. I think it only took me like 3 times or so, but that was the winning attempt. And then it's my favorite time. Go to Olivine, get strength while I'm there so I don't have to go back. While I'm over there getting the medicine for Jasmine, I might as well battle this gym while I'm over here because I hate swimming across this thing. And for some reason, I never have fly by this point. Actually, I don't know if you can... Oh, you get fly after you beat this gym. I never have Pokemon that can learn fly. I never think that far ahead, I guess. But this time I might have... I think I did catch Pidgey this time. Anyways, that gym leader was extremely easy. I had Psybeam. Psychic was super effective against their team. I know Psychic was like an amazing type for Gen 1. It feels pretty good for Gen 2. I know that they introduced Dark type that completely resists it. And they kind of fixed some of the bugs with that and balanced it out some. But it still feels pretty unbalanced for Psychic. It was fairly easy to beat Jasmine. I did fight her a couple times, but I did get lucky and she got frozen. I think she thawed herself because she did end up thawing out. But it was really helpful though because I had Recover and I was able to survive Steelix's Steel Tails. So that gym wasn't too bad. And then we get to the Ice Gym, and I feel like that gym's always pretty easy too. Now watch, I'm gonna get ahead of myself, and in the next Pokemon challenge, this is gonna be like the hardest gym of the game or something. Although I don't think I've really heard anybody that I've seen do videos of the 2nd gen talk about this being a challenging gym either. I feel like Jasmine's normally one of the big ones, but really towards the end of the game gyms, I guess, they're all close to the same level, and you can kind of do it in the order you want kind of thing. A little bit, to a point. Some of them. And so then we get to the last gym leader, and we battle this, and this was pretty easy actually. Claire's never really like that hard for me. Well, it wasn't in Mew and it wasn't in Porygon2. I guess Mew isn't surprising that it was easy. Porygon2 I guess mostly was because I had Recover though. If I didn't have Recover, it might have been more challenging, actually. Wait, did I teach it Surf? Oh, no, that was Seadra or Kingdra using Surf. Okay. I was confused for a second. No one's asked yet, but I'm sure someone will eventually ask. The reason why I do not go past the credit screen here after we beat the Elite Four is because, I did actually on Mew originally, and the boat is it's so hard to travel back and forth between the 2 regions, and I just didn't get everything I needed before I went to Kanto. I needed the radio, I needed, what else did I need? I had to go back there for a bike, because one of the routes you can't even get through without a bike, and I just didn't get a bike because I'm playing it on an emulator, and I can already speed it up anyway, so I didn't even need a bike. Then I needed to go back and get the radio so I could play for the Pokeflute to wake up Snorlax, and at that point I just got angry, and that's why I just haven't done Kanto. Maybe I'll do Kanto in one of these eventually, but that's why I haven't done it yet. Okay, so on to the Elite Four here, and as you've seen in the Mew run, I got it on the first try. I'm actually going to show you the failed attempt as well as the one that I made it on. So this one here is the one I failed on. Not this exact trainer. But this first challenger wasn't the worst thing in the world. I had Tri Attack, and that did pretty good. But the thing is I didn't really pick up a lot of ethers, so I had to kind of be careful. I didn't want to use a bunch of ethers anyways. I think it's kind of interesting to see if I can get through the entire Elite Four without using any ethers. I did use one ether because I had one, but I didn't go out of my way to get them or anything. I think that's kind of interesting when you have to kind of be smart about the moves you use. Because actually most of Porygon2's attacks doesn't have that many PPs. Psybeam has 20, and that's decent. And I did use a PP up on Tri-Attack, and that made it have 12. But it wasn't the best in the world. And as you can see here, I'm not using conversion at all. I did use conversion some throughout the other gyms. I just didn't really mention it. But it seemed to be more counterproductive. It kind of wasted a turn, and there wasn't really anything that made it like useful to use on. I think I might have used it on the Ghost Gym Leader to pass that eventually. Then we get to the second gym leader, or the second Elite Four member here. We one-shot Ariados, which I think, I don't know. I want to do an Ariados run. I don't even know what Ariados' moves is. I think he has some signature moves in this gen, though. And then we have Venomoth, and that is taken down pretty easily with Psybeam. And then Koga sends out Fortress. And Fortress, I use Psybeam on him, or her, or, well, I can't read it. Is that a her or him symbol? I don't really know. I can't remember. Anyways, I use Psybeam with Fortress, and it does hardly anything. Because I'm not really for sure what's effective against Steel. I can't remember. So I did that, and it uses Spikes, which is always funny to me because I'm like, well, I'm doing a solo challenge, so you go ahead and do that, but thanks for giving me an extra turn. Fortress is always nice to battle when you're doing solo because it doesn't matter that it's doing spikes. So then Fortress goes down, and Porygon2, or should I say Sally, gains some experience points. And then we send out, or he sends out Muck, and I was actually really concerned when I seen Muck come out. Just because I couldn't remember if Muck had Explosion, and if he did, I'm like, are you going to use Explosion? Because, you know, one thing, too, that might be a thing, I don't know if he has Explosion or not, but he might not use it if you have other Pokemon in your party, and I actually have my Pokemon party full of HM slaves still, so that may be a thing. When I battled the Elite Four the second time, I actually took all of them out except for Porygon2. So we'll see when we go through the second time here. But yeah, it was actually really annoying when I lost on the one because I had to send out all the HMA slaves slowly one by one and pick moves on them that wouldn't affect the gameplay at all and let them die. And it was really annoying, took a lot of time, and I'm like, oh, we are getting rid of you. Actually, now that I'm remembering it, I believe that I actually did this 3 times. The second attempt I just didn't record because I think the first trainer I lost on. I don't remember why, though, because I don't even know if... I must have deleted it as soon as I recorded it or something since it failed. And so then we get on to Bruno, which is a joke, but I was actually really annoyed because Hitmontop didn't get one shot with Psybeam, even though it's super effective. And I'm like, come on, Hitmonchan almost did, but didn't. I'm like, oh. And then Machamp didn't. Machamp didn't. Whatever. And I'm like, why won't you just die already? And I wasn't like super concerned like I was going to lose or anything, but I was like, this is mildly annoying. And then the one that I, so far every time, have been most concerned about, Karen, I can't use conversion because if I change to psychic type, then I believe anyways that they would be super effective against me. Their moves would be. So, thankfully Gengar I can use the Psybeam and it would be effective. But as you can see there, I took out all the Pokemon on my party. And I did lose to Karen on the Gengar. So now we're going to go back through all the challengers again. The first one, I sped this up a little bit more since we've already seen it once. But that one was pretty easy. Then we go through Koga, and it was fairly easy again. Ariados was easy. Venomoth was easy. Fortress was a couple hits, but I was trying to conserve my PPs as much as possible, because actually I think I used my ether the first time, and so I think that this time when I went through, I didn't have any ethers. So I think that actually the time that I actually won the Elite Four here, I didn't use any ethers. So we go through Bruno and all of his, which isn't too surprising. We have a psychic type move. I don't know if you noticed yet or not, but since I didn't have any ethers, I added a new move to his list, Iron Tail, because I'm like, that's going to be super effective against a couple of them in particular that I had in mind. The last one, the first one, the second one had a couple. So Iron Tail was really essential. It would give me some extra PPs on my other moves too. I didn't really want to get rid of Recover though, because that was so nice to be able to heal when I needed to. Porygon2 is not the best Pokemon in the world, so I needed to make sure that I could heal since I wasn't using items in battle. I don't think, in the Mew run I actually did use an item in battle, but I don't think I used any items in battle in this time. Yeah, someone put the timestamp in the comments of when I did it and I just didn't notice it, or I forgot it. I don't think I did though. So this one was actually pretty easy once we got to it. Karen's like always, so far, at both times I've done it, and then I've done it off camera too with some Pokemon. Karen's always the hardest though, I feel like, in most of the Pokemon you choose, depending on what you choose. So I was accidentally speeding up too long during that part, and we missed the part where it said Porygon2 was in the Hall of Fame, but you kind of seen a glitch, like literally a blip of it. So yeah, that happened. So anyways, that was my run of Porygon2. Porygon2 is so freaking cute. I don't care if you agree with me or not. You can fight me down in the comments. Anyways, yeah, so that was Porygon2. It was kind of fun to use conversion and kind of see how that went and different stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you think down below, what you would do differently. I'm sure someone will. And eventually, I think I might do Starmie next, or maybe one of the legendary beasts. I didn't really ever use those before. I'm not sure, but either way, I will get to working on one, because I actually really have been enjoying making these. The capture card that I ordered, I don't have the USB ports required for it to actually work, so I'm not sure what exactly is going to go on with that. It's kind of annoying, but I don't know. We'll see what comes, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I do still have a webcam coming, so hopefully we can do something with that too. But anyways, I will see you on the next one.